In a world that screams for your attention, where every notification, opinion, and comparison pulls you in 1,000 directions, there's a quiet revolution waiting to unfold. It begins the moment you decide to focus on yourself, not out of selfishness, but out of necessity. This isn't about shutting out the world. It's about tuning into the signal of your own soul, a signal often drowned out by the noise of expectations, distractions, and fleeting validation. Imagine standing at a crossroads. One path is crowded, loud, and littered with the demands of others, people who don't walk your journey yet feel entitled to dictate it. The other path is quieter, less traveled, and lined with the raw materials of your potential. It's not glamorous at first glance. It's solitary, demanding, and sometimes uncomfortable. But it's the path where you meet yourself, where you uncover the strength to not just survive but thrive. This is the path of discipline, self-awareness, and transformation. A path that shocks the world not with noise, but with the undeniable power of your growth. This journey isn't about chasing applause or proving your worth to skeptics. It's about becoming so rooted in your purpose that the world's opinions become irrelevant. It's about building a life that doesn't need a filter, a mindset that doesn't crack under pressure, and a presence so steady that it commands respect without demanding it. Let's embark on this journey together, exploring what it means to focus on yourself, to cultivate unshakable discipline, and to shock the world with your quiet, relentless transformation. We live in an era of chaos masquerading as connection. Every day we're bombarded with voices, some loud, some subtle, that pull us away from ourselves. Social media feeds overflow with curated lives, each post a silent challenge to measure up. Friends, family, and strangers alike offer unsolicited advice, projecting their fears or ambitions onto your path. The world is a cacophony of opinions, trends, and expectations, all vying for your energy. But in this chaos, there's a truth most people miss. The louder the world gets, the harder it is to hear your own voice. Your voice, the one that whispers your dreams, your fears, your truth, is your signal. It's the compass for your life, the quiet guide that knows who you're meant to be. Yet most of us are so tuned into the world's volume that we've forgotten how to listen to ourselves. We scroll, we compare, we conform, and in doing so, we scatter our energy across places it was never meant to go. We give hours to distractions, days to doubts, and years to paths that don't align with our soul's calling. The first step to focusing on yourself is to silence the noise. This doesn't mean retreating to a mountaintop or deleting every app on your phone, though those might help. It means making a deliberate choice to prioritize your inner signal over the world's clamor. It means recognizing that every moment you spend chasing external validation is a moment stolen from building your own foundation. Practical step: create a noise filter. Start small. For 1 week, audit how you spend your time and energy. Notice where your attention goes: endless scrolling, people-pleasing, or worrying about others' opinions. Ask yourself, does this serve my growth? Does this align with my purpose? Then, set boundaries. Limit your screen time, say no to draining conversations, and carve out moments of silence to reconnect with yourself. Journal your thoughts daily, even if it's just a sentence. This simple act of reflection begins to amplify your inner signal, helping you discern what matters from what merely distracts. Focusing on yourself is a radical act. The world doesn't reward it, at least not at first. Society celebrates availability, conformity, and sacrifice, often guilting those who prioritize their own growth. You're being selfish, they'll say. You've changed, they'll whisper, and they're right. You have changed because you've stopped pouring your energy into what doesn't serve you. You've stopped living for the applause of people who don't even know your dreams. Choosing yourself isn't about isolation or arrogance. It's about conscious solitude, a deliberate decision to spend time with your thoughts, your goals, and your truth. It's about recognizing that you can't pour from an empty cup, that you can't lead a life of purpose if your soul is diluted by external demands. This choice requires courage because it means saying no to what's comfortable, familiar, or expected. It means walking away from conversations, relationships, or habits that drain your spirit, even when they once felt like home. In this solitude, you meet yourself unfiltered. You confront your fears, your doubts, your dreams. It's not always peaceful. Sometimes it's raw, messy, and uncomfortable. But it's in this space that clarity is born. You begin to trust your own decisions, to value your own worth, and to move with a purpose that doesn't depend on external validation. The shock of elevation. When you choose yourself, you start to move differently. Not because you're better than anyone, but because you're no longer competing with anyone. You're too focused on building habits, building character, building a life that reflects your deepest values. The people around you might not understand. Some will feel threatened, others will feel left behind. But your transformation isn't about them. It's about becoming the person you've always known you could be. And here's the secret. This focus, this quiet discipline, is what shocks the world. Not with loud gestures or dramatic announcements, but with the undeniable power of your presence. While others were chasing attention, you were cultivating strength. While they were doubting, you were deciding. While they were distracted, you were building. And when they finally notice, they'll wonder how you became so focused, so calm, so unshakable. That's the shock of elevation, a transformation so profound it speaks louder than words ever could. Practical step. Embrace conscious solitude. Set aside 10 minutes each day to be alone with your thoughts. No phone, no music, no distractions. Sit with a journal or simply let your mind wander. Ask yourself, what do I want? What's holding me back? What's one small step I can take toward my truth? This practice of solitude builds self-awareness, helping you uncover your authentic desires and align your actions with them. If focus is the spark, discipline is the fuel that keeps it burning. Discipline isn't glamorous, it's repetitive, quiet and often unglamorous. It's waking up when you said you would, even when the bed feels like a sanctuary. It's saying no to instant gratification so you can say yes to long-term growth. It's showing up for yourself day after day, even when no one's watching. The world loves the spectacle of success, the shiny cars, the viral moments, the standing ovations. But success isn't born in the spotlight. It's forged in the shadows. It's the product of countless small choices made consistently when no one's clapping. Most people want the outcome without the process. They want the strength but not the struggle, the shine but not the sweat. But discipline doesn't negotiate. It demands commitment, sacrifice, and a willingness to endure discomfort. The quiet power of consistency. Discipline isn't about grand gestures. It's about small, intentional actions repeated over time. It's the workout you do when you're tired, the book you read instead of scrolling, the early morning you dedicate to your goals. These moments don't feel heroic in isolation, but together they build something unshakable. They sharpen your mind, strengthen your body, and solidify your purpose. The beauty of discipline is that it's self-reinforcing. Every time you choose to show up, you cast a vote for the person you're becoming. You build trust in yourself, a quiet confidence that no external validation can match. And as you grow stronger, you become less reactive to the world's noise. You stop chasing quick fixes or fleeting praise. You become your own source of power, rooted in the knowledge that you're building something real. Practical step. Build one disciplined habit. Choose one area of your life, fitness, learning, or mindfulness, and commit to a small daily action. For example, walk for 15 minutes, read 10 pages, or meditate for 5 minutes. Track your progress for 30 days, focusing on consistency over perfection. Celebrate the small wins, knowing each step is building your foundation. You can't build a skyscraper on a shaky foundation, and you can't build a powerful life on a neglected mind and body. Your mind and body are your instruments, the tools that carry you toward your dreams. Yet so many people chase external goals, money, status, recognition, while ignoring the very engine that fuels their journey. Tuning your body. Your body is more than a vessel. It's the vehicle for your ambition. When you nourish it with healthy food, strengthen it with movement, and honor it with rest, you unlock a new level of energy. You move with purpose, not exhaustion. You carry yourself with confidence, not because you're showing off, but because you respect the tool you've been given. A disciplined body isn't about aesthetics. It's about capability. It's about being ready to seize the opportunities your focus creates. Tuning your mind. Your mind is your greatest asset, but it's also your greatest battlefield. Left untrained, it becomes a playground for doubt, distraction, and fear. But when you guard what you feed it, choosing books over mindless scrolling, reflection over reaction, learning over gossip, you gain clarity. You become less triggered by nonsense, less swayed by external pressures. You start to think with purpose, to choose your battles wisely, and to move with intention. The synergy of mind and body. When your mind and body are aligned, something extraordinary happens. You don't just feel different, you become different. You walk into a room and radiate a quiet strength that others can't quite explain. You make decisions with confidence, not because you're infallible, but because you trust your preparation. This synergy is the foundation of unshakable power, the kind that shocks the world not with noise but with presence. Practical step. Start small. Stay consistent. Begin with one act of self-care for your mind and one for your body. For your body, commit to drinking a glass of water first thing in the morning or taking a short walk daily. For your mind, read a page of a meaningful book or journal, one thought before bed. These small acts compound, creating a foundation that supports your growth. Solitude is the crucible where transformation begins. It's not about loneliness or isolation. It's about creating space to meet yourself without distraction. In solitude, you strip away the masks you wear for the world, the people-pleaser, the performer, the conformist, and discover who you are at your core. Most people fear solitude because it forces them to face truths they've buried. Old wounds, insecurities, and doubts surface, demanding attention. But these moments of discomfort are where growth begins. When you sit with your thoughts, you start to see your patterns, where you self-sabotage, where you give too much to the wrong things, where you betray your own potential. Solitude isn't about creating problems. It's about acknowledging the ones you've been carrying and choosing to heal. The gifts of solitude. In the quiet, you find clarity. You hear your own voice, unfiltered by the world's expectations. You ask better questions. What do I truly want? What's holding me back? How can I become the person I'm meant to be? These questions don't have easy answers, but they guide you toward a life of purpose. Solitude also gives you energy. Instead of scattering it across distractions, you focus it like a laser, sharpening your mind and fueling your creativity. The maturity of selective connection. As you grow comfortable in solitude, you become more selective with your time and energy. You stop tolerating shallow connections or draining conversations. You choose relationships that align with your values, not your insecurities. This isn't arrogance, it's maturity. It's the realization that you don't need to fill your life with noise to feel alive. You find depth in yourself, and that depth attracts the right people and opportunities. Practical step. Make solitude a practice. Dedicate 15 minutes each week to intentional solitude. Find a quiet space, turn off your devices and sit with your thoughts. You can journal, meditate, or simply reflect. Ask yourself one big question. What's one thing I need to let go of to move forward? Over time, this practice will become your sanctuary, a place where you recharge and realign. The deepest form of self-mastery comes when you stop needing the world's approval. Too many of us live like performers, chasing applause to validate our worth. We post, we please, we over-explain, hoping someone will affirm our value. But applause is fleeting, and people are fickle. If your confidence depends on external validation, it will rise and fall with others' moods. True freedom comes from knowing your worth without needing to prove it. It's about living for your own compass, not the crowd's cheers. When you let go of validation, you stop dancing for acceptance. You stop shrinking to be liked. You stop explaining yourself to people who are committed to misunderstanding you. Instead, you move with clarity, guided by your values and vision. The irony of authenticity. Here's the irony. When you stop chasing validation, you often gain it. People respect your consistency, your discipline, your authenticity, not because you demanded it, but because you earned it through your actions. Your life becomes your proof, a testament to what's possible when you focus on becoming, rather than being seen. Practical step. Release one validation trap. Identify one area where you seek external approval, social media likes, a friend's opinion, or a colleague's praise. For 1 week, consciously choose not to engage in that behavior. Don't post for validation. Don't seek reassurance. Don't explain yourself. Notice how it feels to rely on your own sense of worth. This small shift builds the muscle of self-reliance. When certain, you focus on yourself, you don't just change your life, you redefine what's possible for those around you. Your discipline, your clarity, your unshakable presence become a beacon for others. They'll see your calm in the storm, your strength in adversity, and your purpose in chaos, and they'll wonder how you did it. You won't need to tell them. Your life will speak for you. This is the legacy of focusing on yourself, not a trophy or a title, but a life that inspires. You become proof that transformation is possible, that discipline outshines drama, that quiet consistency trumps loud promises. You shock the world not by shouting, but by showing up as the fullest, most authentic version of yourself. Practical step. Define your why. Write down one reason why you want to focus on yourself. Is it to live with purpose? To inspire your family? To break free from limitations? Keep this why somewhere visible. A note on your mirror, a reminder on your phone. Let it anchor you when the path feels lonely or the world feels loud. Focusing on yourself isn't a one-time decision. It's a daily commitment. It's choosing discipline over distraction, solitude over noise, purpose over applause. It's building a life that doesn't need validation because it's rooted in truth. The world will try to pull you back to its chaos, its expectations, its fleeting rewards. But when you're anchored in yourself, those forces lose their power. So, let go of the need to be seen. Let go of the pressure to perform. Embrace the quiet, the discipline, the solitude that shapes you. Build in silence, grow in stillness, and let your transformation be the shock that wakes the world. You are not here to fit in. You are here to become. And when you do, the world will have no choice but to take notice.